Okay, so in this video today I'm going to show you inside one of my Logic Pro projects on one of my recent punk rocky kind of fast energetic tracks and how it was put together. Before we get into that, I just want to quickly mention the Riff newsletter. Go and subscribe to my newsletter. You'll get weekly tips and updates as to things that I'm doing and things I'm listening to and things I'm reading and some new tips that I may have come across that week, and I'll share them straight to you. Until then, let's get on with this. Okay, let's take a quick listen to this track from the start. Okay, so you can see it's just a quite quick, upbeat, punky style rock track. You can go back and look at some of my other videos as to how I created the drums and what the drums are. But the drums are mainly just Logic. They're all Logic Pro drums. I've mixed up the ride there. It's a different set for the ride, but apart from that, they are all Logic. So it starts off really with this guitar line really. So you can see some lazy guitaring's been going on there with my recording, where I've taken this bit here and I've just recorded that and just stuck it in. You know, I've not really even punched it in or anything. I just re-recorded and haven't actually blended these at all like this. This is what I usually would do. I'm not sure why I haven't done that. But yeah, there we go. I must have missed that when I put it through and I finished it. But these things happen. Sometimes I don't actually get around to doing everything and it still sounds good, and I output it, I master it, it still sounds right. And these little things, you know, they could make a difference if there's a little clip in there, but the best thing to do is to always fade these in together, because if there is a little clip between it, you usually don't notice it until you're mastering. It's the worst moment. So I would fade them together. So I do that by using the fade tool as the right click, or just hold down Control or the Option key and just drag. And my machine's been a bit laggy at the moment, but there's your fade there, and that's, you know, let's take that off there. So obviously if I was to take that off, not take that off, if I was to take the fade off, can't really hear much of a difference. Sometimes you really can, and those are the times where you don't want to miss it. You know, you'd slightly clip, or the guitar would be in a slightly different part, and it's noticeable that it's not the same. And sometimes I notice it when you're, doing the mastering, and that could be a right pain. So always fade those together. So the fact that I didn't do that is a bad thing. But yeah, it's a lot of laziness here. I like to throw in a bit. See, that was an afterthought. I'd done a riff, and I thought, oh, actually, it'd be better if I hold the note at the end of there. Rather than recording the whole thing again, I just recorded the last bit and stuck it, twice. Because these guitars need to be different. The one left and the one, they both say left. Why do they both? They both say left, because what I do is I record it all on the left, and then I copy it and drag it down. I record two, cut it in half, and put the second one on the second guitar. That's why it always says left. You see there? Rhythm left. Rhythm left. It's because I've recorded it all on this one, then chopped it up and put it down here. Again, you could say it's lazy, but it's what works for me. And the bass obviously follows it. So the idea came from me just thinking, I just want to do a straightforward power chordy track with nothing else on it and put it up to Motion Array and see what happens. And then I started fiddling around too much, and I added in other bits as usual, like this. not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have just power chords, that's it. But I added in that, and then suddenly it just changed. The whole track just, I mean, that riff there is so cheesy and, you know, stocky, I think, you know, like stock music. Put a bit of Valhalla. Valhalla Supermassive on that. Obviously at the time I felt it blended in better with a little bit of reverb. Makes it, just softens it up when you put reverb on the guitars. So the next bit here, let's jump into the next bit. So, you know, I just want it to be very power chordy, and this actually, the second section is more really what I want it to be like. But I started fiddling around again. Let's see if you can see where I fiddled around, and it's not going to take a genius to notice where that was. So let's go. Hear it? So really, all I wanted to do was just have some funky, hard-hitting chords, power chords. That's all I really wanted to do. And then I got overexcited and started adding in some samples, sort of explosions. So if I just solo these, so this is from a music library I bought a while ago. You can get these kind of sub-hits and impact samples from all sorts of different sample libraries if you look around. But this is one that I bought a few years ago, and I just use these. There's loads of samples on this library that I purchased, and I just use different ones, and to be honest with you, they all start sounding the same. Let's have a listen. So this one I made myself, this slow riser, I created this one myself from, you know, a reverse cymbal. And let's listen to these. Okay, so that just sounds pretty eerie, doesn't it? That just sounds like something from a trailer or something. Well, yeah, it's a trailer basically. You'd think that you would put that in a trailer, not anything else. I like to use these hits and these impact shots and booms on my music. Okay, let's listen to it. I don't know if that's something that you would want to do your tracks. I really enjoy adding it into mine, adding in these little samples here and there into my tracks that you wouldn't usually expect. So that's not what they're for. They're not for heavy rock music. They're for trailer music. So anyway, this track goes back in then to the main riff, and then that lead guitar again that I added in. We come to this another new section here. Again, this is more lazy guitar playing again. Lazy guitar. So you notice how this is all cut up. You can see how I've cut up quite a lot of this. So what's going on here? Well, actually, it's because I couldn't actually play. I could play the guitar like that, but it didn't sound quite as sharp. So I had to cut it all up to make it sound nicely played. Solo these. Let's just solo one for now. So what it was is obviously I'm going up the guitar and then down the guitar, but getting back to that to get that exact sound, where I was on the guitar, it sounded wrong. It sounded different. It was more of a harmonised or a harmonic. So you'd have to go all the way back down to the bottom of the neck to make that noise. To get that exact noise. And so going backwards and forwards, you know, you can play it. If it was to be live, you could probably get away with it. But on here, it wasn't quite right for me. And you could sort of notice. So, chop it all up. So what did I actually do? Let's pop this up here. Let's see here what I did. Oh, I don't want to loop it. Okay, so that's what I did, and then I just chopped those bits off. If I go back to here, you can hear basically just copied that and pasted it after every one, or something like that. You know, you work out a way of doing it, but you can see, you get the idea of what I've done here. The bass guitar actually is just doing the same, it's just doing its own thing. So the bass guitar is not following with the rhythm. It's holding its own tune, its own note. And then to finish off the track, I take it one step further and I'm adding in all this other stuff here. I can't help it. So I bring in this other bit of lead guitar. Change the dynamics of the song again. Some harmonised guitars. Change the tempo. Let's go back here and listen to that. Nice to change the tempo at the end there. Always like to finish on a solid tom. Ground tom, doom doom, floor tom. So here we go. Let's have a listen to this on their own, because there is some harmonised guitars going on here. So if I squish all this down, you can see the edits there. If I squish this down, you can see these don't appear on any other part of the track. So really, effectively, what I've done here, I've got the start of the track, which is repeated twice, repeated once. I've got this first sort of breakdown with the smacky booms and explosions and all the rest of it. I've got this other section here. And then the end section where I've got this other different guitar lead. And if that's not enough, I'm going to change the tempo right at the very end for a extra bit of fun, I guess. So I'm not sure what you can take away from all of that. It's just fun, I think. I think I just had a lot of fun. I decided to do something really simple. That's it, I'm going to do something simple, and I'm probably going to finish it in half an hour. That's what I thought. And then I ended up playing and fiddling around too much and just making something longer and a little bit more complex than what I was expecting to do in the first place. I mean, it's not massively complex, but what I wanted to do, what I ended up with, was something else. But hopefully you can take something from that and build your own track very similar. I hope that was very useful for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Riff newsletter for more. Subscribe to this channel as well. That would be really great, and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, you got this.